Alright everyone, welcome to today's video. In this one, I'm going to be telling you exactly how to nail the discovery portion of a sales call so that you can get as few objections as possible at the end. If you listen to this and you take action on it, it'll completely transform the way you do sales, and it'll actually just allow you to have a much more authentic conversation with who you're speaking with, and probably close more deals. So stay with me to the end. I'm going to keep this really short, probably 5 minutes, so you're going to get as much value as possible in that short time frame. Let's get into it. So first of all, when you are in discovery, there are two things you need to achieve, right? You're trying to stop objections from coming up later, and you're actually trying to make sure you fully understand if you can help someone. Now, a few nice to haves are that the person actually really likes you. Okay, it's a big plus. You need to build some nice rapport. But really, if we think about what the discovery is, it's about making sure that you have ammo to hold them accountable to later in the call. So meaning that you tick the box that this person's ready to go today, that they're in a position where they actually need your help. You ascertain why they need your help specifically and not someone else's, and why now, after all the time that they've been looking to do something, they're ready to go now, and a few other things like goals, where they're at currently, and probably stuff you already know, right? But, one of the things that really makes a huge difference is, are you drilling down in the discovery, or are you going on a flat line? Because when I first started, I remember what I would do is I would ask questions, get surface level answers, and then just move on as if it was some sort of robotic process. And I think a lot of us are told that, yeah, look, it is a framework, it's a script, you need to follow it to a T. But I think what's more effective now is actually finding the key motivation for being on the call and then drilling into that as far as you can to get to the actual truth. Okay, so for example, if you jump on with, say, John, and John tells you that he wants to lose weight, all right, you're not just going to take that surface level as the motivation. You need to go into why. But a lot of closers, they'll just ask that. They'll just go, oh, why do you want to lose weight, John? And, when you do this, it comes across way too direct, way too interview-like, and it can sort of trigger that sales resistance. Okay, it needs to be more like you're an advisor, or you're around a campfire helping a mate out. Okay, you need to be next to them and not opposite them, so to speak. All right, so how do we do this? Well, the best way to do it is play devil's advocate. Okay, so be like, look, John, totally understand you want to lose 50 pounds, but where you're at the moment, I mean, you could just stay where you are. It's not like this is posing a serious health concern or impacting, your general day-to-day. Is it really something of importance? And have them sell it to you, okay? And have them tell you why losing the 50 pounds is so important. And they will go on to tell you, look, I don't know, maybe Stacy, his wife, doesn't find him attractive, or he's not being a role model to his kids. And that is where you find the real motivation for someone being on the call, not just, oh, I want to lose weight. All right, so then what do you do? Well, he tells you, oh, my wife isn't finding me attractive. That's very, very painful. So you need to go into that. And you need to ask, well, what have you picked up that makes you feel that your wife doesn't find you attractive? And he might say, oh, it's just like maybe, I don't know, put two and two together. Maybe in the bedroom things aren't going the way he wants, or maybe she's just not commenting that he looks good, or just whatever it is. Maybe there's distance between them. He's picking things up. And this is where we get real, tangible evidence as to what his situation is and how he's feeling. And this is what's going to evoke like a deep enough level of pain that will get him to admit, look, I can't continue this any longer and I need to change now. And so if you're listening to this right now as a closer, can you see how much more powerful that is than, say, just getting John to admit he wants to lose 50 pounds and then at the end of the call saying, cool, man, it's $5,000. Can you see the difference there? Because now when you get to the end of the call, he's already got in the back of his mind, this transformation is not about losing 50 pounds. It's about helping him have his wife see him as attractive again. It's about looking or being a role model to his kids. Maybe it is about health. All right, and suddenly the price tag of 5,000, let's just say that's what the cost was, is a lot more manageable, or seems to be worth it, because you've built up enough pain that this problem being solved is actually much larger. And guys, most of the time the problem is that large. Your job is to help the prospects see that and not allow them to rationalize it. Okay, so that is what I really want to have you take away from today's video. I'm not going to give you 20 more tips. That's the number one actionable thing. Drill down once you find the motivation. So just for action steps, when you're on the call, ask them, John, great to have you on. What's really driven you or motivated you to want to jump in? He's going to tell you, I want to lose weight. You drill in, you get the real concern, and then you make him feel that. All right. And then you present your solution and your offer. Okay. That's going to help you close way more deals. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.